Hello everyone and welcome back to the Athenium Astrologicum. I need to start saying that at the beginning of completely unrelated videos. Athenium Astrologicum. It's like, it should be a tongue twister, it feels like it should be a tongue twister, and yet it is so easy and so satisfying to say Athenium Astrologicum. Athenium Astrologicum. Anyway, you know why we're here, obviously. You can see what we're doing. I said Athenium Astrologicum at least 6 times. And we're taking a more direct means this episode, aren't we? We're done with the symposiums. We're done with the diplomacies. Let's see what you got, Jeanne. What are we picking up? Time dilation. Extends the duration of beneficial effects you cast on a target by 15 seconds. Oh, okay. All right. Jeanne Cunard has the latest information on Lady Leviva's current location. Okay, was Leviva missing? I know that she was planning to rescue her grandfather, so that's probably what she's looking into. Anyway, I am happy to report that Leviva is fine and well and hasn't been attacked by bandits, dastards, curs, Charlene spies, or disgruntled knights once since her last encounter at the Convictory. Wow, Jeanne, that is unheard of. Someone was saying in the first couple of episodes that the Leviva was even worse than Minfilia when it came to being kidnapped, and I'm all over that right now. I'm well aboard. After restoring health to all the convictors so they might return to getting wounded again, she journeyed northwest into the Dravanian Forelands. If that journey was without incident, she should be in Tailfeather now, tending to the chocobo hunters there. Might I suggest that we go and join her, Ethys? Oh, that's right. So she was planning on traveling around and giving a more, I guess, practical accounts of Charlene astrology and hoping to get people on board by actually healing them rather than just talking about healing them. Which, I mean, we're at level 56 now. I feel like that should have occurred to her at like level 35, right? Anyway, Tailfeather. Let's see what we got. I should queue up another card before we inevitably get into some kind of battle here. Leviva! Oh, and here's Quimmy and here's Johnny. We're all here. The gang's back together. Ethys, it's good to see you again. I pray you have not been neglecting your training. Now, you may be wondering why I chose Tailfeather of all places to visit next. Because it's full of Duskwights. And you're racist, and you figured that you'd find out Duskwhite Charlene friend here. Well, the truth of the matter is, I did not choose it at all. It chose me. The hunters here somehow heard of what we had done at the Convictory and placed a formal request to have me come and tend to the hamlet's wounded. I would like to believe this proof that word of the benefits of Charlene astrology slowly but surely spreading throughout the realm. But enough talk. There are still many ailing souls that require succor. Would you and Jeanne Cunard mind assisting me again as you did in the Western Highlands? You know what? I'm going to do exactly as I did in the Western Highlands, because it seemed to frustrate a few people, despite it being completely inconsequential, that I was giving people in the Western Highlands aspected benefic in cleric stance. And you know what? Have some cleric heals. Ah! An honest healer, here in Tailfeather? Now I have seen everything. Really? There are no other healers here? I mean, that would explain a bit. But, I had no idea. Alright. You get a cleric benefic. Hey, what do you think of that? Low standards? Praise the 12 I'm healed? Yeah, that's what I thought. Also, don't praise the 12. Don't praise the 12, you motherfucker. 12 had nothing to do with it. One more. So it looks like these ones are actually all wildwoods, so the Duskwhite can stand on their own 2 feet. You know it, I know it, everyone knows it. I don't know who you are, but you're good in my book. Mate, can you even read? I'm dubious as to what your book is actually worth. No one in here? Where is he? Where is he? Alright, Lviv. These men and women have chosen a horrendously dangerous profession. Chocobo's talons can rip open flesh to the bone, and a single kick can knock an otherwise hale hunter out for a senate. If he survives it. You think that they've chosen a dangerous profession, hunting and tending chocobos. Alright, okay. Let's not speak of the Warrior of Light's profession. Many of them seem surprised, grateful of course, but surprised that we were here helping them. Does the hamlet not have its own healers? Do the Temple Knights not dispatch their hospitaliers this far from Ishgard? Nah, dude, these guys, let me tell you something about these guys. These guys have been relying on the Vath for supplies, alright? The Vath are buying them, not buying them, the Vath are collecting and preparing them their huid, alright? The Holy See only cares for the war with the dragons. It cannot be bothered with a handful of hunters, despite the fact these hunters are its citizens. Really, these guys are citizens of Ishgard? I thought they were... Anyway, I was told on my arrival that they manage with makeshift poultices created using herbs gathered from around the hamlet. When the wounds are more severe, they turn to their sole barber who, well, is also the local butcher. I'm sorry. My frustration with the situation coupled with the day's efforts have me slightly drained. Might I be allowed a few moments of respite? You know what? You can have a cleric benefit if you like. Quimmy, Ethys, would you be so kind as to accompany the lady on her stroll? It has been far too long since the Charlene assassin showed her face, and a reading I conducted early this morning showed a day rife with conflict and confusion. Well, Jeanne, maybe you should have stayed at home. Huh? Maybe you should have. I do believe that everyone... That is everyone, rather, at least for today. Alright. God, they walk fast, don't they? Where are they going? Yeah, so I was under the impression that these blokes were not actually strictly Ishgardian citizens. And that in either case, you know, they're providing Ishgard with chocobos, so you think that they'd want to protect them a little bit more carefully. Sorry for the background noise, by the way. There was no background noise when I started recording, so I left the window open because it's really hot in here, and there is a bit now, but that's all right. Whatever. You guys can forgive me, I'm sure. I'm glad you came, Ethys. There's something important I must tell you. Since Jean Equinard gave me my father's journal, oh, that's right, I've spent my nights poring over his writings trying to piece together what I could about his life. It appears he was hardworking and just. He trusted all and truly wanted to help people in need. So you're going to... I mean, I feel like judging someone's character by their own journal is a little bit biased. He believed that his knowledge should be, that knowledge in general should not be hoarded like food, but shared amongst the intellectually starved. Like food. He also knew that there were those who would see him stopped. Persons who use their influence to trick and frighten the Forum into believing that knowledge should be kept at one's breast. Persons who saw my father as a threat. His final few entries all speak of how he feared his life. Of how one man in particular is working to see him dead. That man's name? Jean Equinard. It's Jean Equinard, you guys. It's gonna be Jean Equinard. It is not important, for in the end it turned out your father was killed by the very people he was foolish enough to trust. People who, in their slaying of a good man, proved that they were unworthy of the knowledge he so freely offered them. And now here you are making the same mistake as he. Continue with this foolishness and you too will suffer his fate. Oh, what a surprise. Oh my god, look at this! Oh man. Okay, if I ever have a gang, I want them wearing fluoro fucking green. That is so excellent. Do not dare talk of my father as if you knew him. You know nothing. Your mind is as closed to the minds of those back in the old world who believe that hiding in their books will shield them from the pain and suffering of the real world. Such passion. It is a pity that it remains misdirected. My employer only wishes to see you back safe in Charlayan. The Forum recognizes your talents. You're an asset to our nation and its people. We would have you live a long and prosperous life so that you may rise even higher than your father ever had the opportunity to. Oh my god, look at this chuckle fucks. Oh, oh man. Okay, I need that glamour. I fucking need that glamour, you guys. But we both know you were far too stubborn to take this gift so graciously offered. You would rather fight. And you know, so would I. No more games, Lviva. Let us end this right here, right now, with your precious stars as the witness. Spare no one, not even the girl. I'm liking Sully more and more, you guys. Alright, you chuckle fucks. Always with the arrow, jeez. Alright, we're gonna dot them all up. Because I don't know any better. And then we are going to gravity. Gravity spam, spam the gravity. Gravity is getting away from me. When gravity wants to keep me down. That's, is that the lyrics? That's John Mayer, I think. Holy shit. There's a lot of them. No, let's do this properly. Cleric stance. Now, gravity only hits so many of them, doesn't it? It only hits, what, 4 of them? Oh, shit! Tail Feather Hunters. This reminds me of, I think it was in the main scenario, actually, when we're doing something in the South Shroud for Buscaron, and a bunch of the Coal Claw poachers and Duskwights show up to help us out. I like that the Heaven's Ward has been... Oh shit, I didn't realize I was going to be there. I'm paying absolutely zero attention. I was doing way too much gravity spam. Rookie error. Holy crap! Gruntamulous Dindergrabble? Gruntamulous Dindergrabble, ladies and gentlemen. Gruntamulous Dindergrabble. Holy shit. What was I saying? Yeah, so I like in Heaven's Ward that they're putting a lot more into these encounters. These job quest encounters. I had something else on the tip of my tongue there. I don't know what it is, but it probably wasn't important. Anyway, we've dealt with the Gruntamulous Dindergrabble. Jesus. That's exactly what I need here. Celie isn't really doing much, is she? She's just sort of taking it. Yeah, it's nice. It's refreshing. They feel a lot more involved and a lot more epic. Really contributes a lot. The irony. What irony? Where's the irony here? I hope we didn't kill her. Oh my god, we straight up killed her, didn't we? You didn't tell me I was killing another Duskwight. Are you alright? I heard the commotion and came here as quickly as I could. Guys, it's fucking straight up Jeanne, isn't it? Straight up and down. Not as quickly as these 4. You remember the hunters so gravely wounded not less than a bell ago? If memory serves me, they could barely lift a finger, let alone rush headlong into a heated battle and help turn the tides. Until Ethys came along and gave them all a good cleric token heal. Don't be too hard on the silk shirt. Turns out we didn't need this help any road. Who'd have thought it, eh? Real live fighting astrologians. Now I truly have seen everything. Query's been awfully quiet. Lviva, I dare say these men would not have risked their lives had they little respect for us and our craft. You were right. Our actions here have done more to promote Charlayan astrology than any long-winded discourse. Why, I expect this very night the tale of your daring deeds will be told 100 times over in mead halls across the Forelands. Wait, there are mead halls across the Forelands? I know there's like one little quasi-pub in Tailfeather. I need to find these mead halls you're talking about. Holy shit. Any of you ever drank mead It's interesting. Interesting. Stronger than you'd expect. Which means it will not be long before the Forum is heard as well. We Charlanes may have officially abandoned this realm, but our ears remain. If the one who hired Sully is who I think it is, then I expect naught less than a formal edict of extradition to be issued. An edict of extradition? But Charlane has no power to force Ishgard to deliver you into their hands. Blah 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 blah. Furthermore, what exactly is it you have done wrong but allowed others to partake in your great nation's bottomless well of knowledge, as I did nearly 20 summers ago when I studied in her halls? Things have changed after you left, Jeanne Equinard. Many even believe it was my father's death that tipped the scales in favor of closing Charlane's doors and locking away all our knowledge. If the Forum deems it so, I could be arrested and imprisoned for the theft of national resources. And I see no reason why your Holy See, who has already shown its disdain for our efforts, would stand in its way. So what do we do? Your grandfather, your father, they have given up so much to see you here. We cannot just concede defeats now that we have finally begun to make headway. I never said we would, Jeanne. I have no intention of giving up or giving in. Doing so would be to deny the sacrifices made by my father and grandfather. The stars have shown me the path I must take. There is no other. And it begins back in Tailfeather, healing those who aided us. I will see the two of you in Ishgard once I have settled matters here. Quimperane will see I arrive unharmed. Good old Quimmy. Lady Leviva has not returned from Tailfeather. Oh, but do not worry, I have had word that she simply intends to stay a few turns of the sun longer. She's going to be kidnapped. Don't like the sounds of this. What we should be worrying about, however, is the Forum and their pending decision on our companion's extradition. If an official edict is drafted, I fear that we may find ourselves at the mercy of the Vault. If that were to happen, there will be little we can do to keep Leviva here short of staging a war. If only we had more time. When I was studying in Charlane, I heard whispers of an ancient astromantic spell which could stop time and the very movements of the heavens. All of my professors denied its existence, the only technique remotely similar being something called time dilation, a process in which diverting a celestial body's otherwise straight flow of ether creates the illusion of slow time, increasing the duration of beneficial magics. Now that is interesting. Now we have a sort of lore explanation for how time magics could be working. Is that we're sort of slowing up or speeding down the flow of natural ether through, space and bodies. I like that. Well, we already know that time magic is something that can happen based on our encounter with Nabriales Before the Fall, Part 1. Anyway, there we go. Something definitely going on. There's a traitor in our midst, no doubt. He was nearly named. And it's going to be someone we know. It's either Jeanne or Quimmy, and you guys know how I feel about Jeanne. I can't believe if Sully is dead and we just murdered a Duskwight with absolutely no just not even mentioning it. She's just gone. That's gonna frustrate me. Anyway, I'll see you all next time for the penultimate episode of our Astrologian Job Quest Odyssey. Until then, cheerio.